guys. So today we're going to answer a question between HID globes versus LED globes and what is better and why you should choose them. So first and foremost, I'll say with most R34s they came with the xenon headlights, which was a factory option, and that's proven in the next clip here, which is when the R34 got released, Best Motoring International did a segment on them, and it'll show you obviously in this upcoming part here. But this is the difference between xenon headlights and your normal halogen headlights, which is what most of your cars came with back in the day.
誕生から41年、10代目となる R34 型スカイラインがデビューした。中でも今回の試乗モデルは国産最強の280馬力をやっと手に入れた FR のホットモデル Migo GT ターボ。一説には GTR いらずとも言われるこの車の。
So you would have seen there the point where he turned the headlights on, and the headlights look like they turn on, but then it looks like they get brighter. The intensity increases because the lights have to warm up. This is a picture I took yesterday, which basically shows the difference between LED and HID. There's not much in it, as you can see. But I've already swapped one globe over because one of the globes actually stopped working. So very similar in terms of Kelvin and what they put out. And basically the ranges of lights that you guys can see here are between anywhere from $30 up to $180. It just depends on brand and variant that you get. So this image here is the typical image, or the typical setup for a HID kit. Looks pretty complicated, it's not, whereas this is your LED kit, which basically has everything built into it, so it doesn't need to have other boxes or anything like that. So it's a lot more, I guess, streamlined, and it's basically less noticeable if you get pulled over by the police. So your standard globes in a car using a halogen globe will put it around about 3,800 K, which stands for Kelvin. It's also measured in luminous as well, or lumina, whatever they call it. But that's what your standard is. So basically, when you start moving up the Kelvin chart is when you start getting into the territory where it looks bluish, or on the higher end of the spectrum it looks purple. And this is something that cops will kind of look out for when you're driving along, because if it's a really high Kelvin, it will blind people, or it will seem like you've got high beams on. So when looking for bulbs, I guess, or Kelvin to go by, your 4,300 up to 5,200 will give you that nice blue look, without it being too overbearing for other drivers. Now, as you can see here, I took this video last night, and doesn't look too dissimilar, each of them. Then I did a video at home where I basically turned the lights on to see what they look like, and you can see the HID one has to heat up, and that's what ends up causing that glare that you see there. So basically, although the right hand side looks like it's yellow, it actually comes out as quite a nice blue, and you can see that, or whitish blue, and you can see that in the previous video where it was in kind of a lit car park. It kind of looks very much like they're both exactly the same. And I took a couple of still images here that you can see where I've taken it from the top of the actual light, and you can see that they're both obviously come across as the same color blue. Right, so installation for me was fairly simple, as the wiring was already done there, and I just had to plug in positive to positive and negative to negative. If your setup is different to mine, then I would probably advise you getting a auto electrician to take a look at it first before you attempt anything. Otherwise, if you know what you're doing, go for it. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. But you can see now I'm just about to disconnect the HID unit from the right hand side, and as you can see, there's lots and lots of wires, but realistically it's scarier than what it looks, and there's just the two plugs there, the positive and the negative. So it was a bit difficult to do this with one hand. However, I did manage to do it, but it's not overly too difficult of a job to do. The fun fact is, a lot of people have asked me why my car hasn't been resprayed. This is a reason why. So just before Christmas, or before the car was going to go in, a lady hit me, and basically now I've got to wait for insurance to come back to me with all the details to get it fixed. So that's basically happened. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm just unplugging it now, and it's not too difficult, as I said. But another thing to mention is that make sure you always take note of the laws and regulations in your area, because HIDs and LEDs may be illegal, so it's probably best that you get that sussed out first before you decide to modify your lights. But yeah, you can see the whole unit is there, and it's a lot of kit just for one globe, if I'm honest. And look, HIDs, although it's an amazing technology, it's old technology now. You got to remember, when the Skyline came out, would have been 1998, and it was already using HIDs back then, so it's quite a time ago. So there's a little backing plate here that you can use to install the LEDs. I don't actually need to use that because mine came with them, but you can see there it's in there now, and the fan is off because obviously the lights are off. When I turn the lights on, you will see the fan obviously turn on, which sucks the air back and cools the unit down. So I'm just going to connect these up now, positive to positive, negative to negative. Everything's all there, so it's not going to be too much of an issue, but we'll do that. And as you can see now, they're both on and working. And look, during the day, I don't know how well you can see it, but you can see it's got that nice white, crisp white / blue color. And I think I prefer the LEDs over the HIDs, if I'm honest. As I said, the HIDs are old technology, but you can see here now the fan is on, so that cools down the units. But look, as far as I'm concerned, it's a good upgrade for many lights. But as I said, always take note of the laws and regulations in your state and territory, as HID and LED globes may be illegal and require engineering. But that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, take care.